Hi, this is Christian Cantrell, and I just wanted to demo a couple of HTML applications that hook into the motion sensor of a couple different devices. This is an application that I wrote primarily to demo the mouse pointer lock APIs in Chrome. So you can see that I've put the application in full screen, and I can move my mouse around here sort of infinitely in any direction and move these squares. But since this laptop, which is a MacBook Pro, has an accelerometer, I decided to hook into the accelerometer events as well. So you can see the squares are already moving, I guess because my desk maybe isn't completely level or something, but you can see that I can pick up the device and move the squares around just by tilting the device, which I think is pretty cool. So this is a device orientation event that I'm hooking into, and I can, since the device has accelerometer, I can get the tilt. I'll show you the same application on an iPad, which I have to unlock here. This is the same exact application, same URL, running on an iPad 2 in this case. This is a little hard to show because the squares keep running off. In this case, I'm using the same event, which is device orientation, but I'm actually hooking into the gyroscope. You can use, as I said, you can use the same API to do that. When you hook into the accelerometer, though, you get slightly less information. Primarily, you get beta and gamma, which is sort of the X and Y tilt of the device, as opposed to the alpha property, which is the rotation of the device. So, in order for a gyroscope to be able to report rotation, which is the alpha property, it needs a reference point. In which case, it needs a compass in order to find and hold that reference. So this application is actually just using tilt. It's not using the alpha property. But the next demo I show you uses the alpha property and the rotation of the gyroscope to do something I think that's pretty cool. So here's another application that hooks into the device's motion sensor, in this case the gyroscope. I'm using the gyroscope here to get the device's rotation. So the way this works is a gyroscope can report several different properties. It can report tilt, and it can report rotation. Or another way to look at it is it can report a rotation or tilt on 3 different axes, so X, Y, and Z. The beta and gamma properties refer to X and Y, and the alpha property refers to the Z-axis, which is rotation along this plane. So the way this works, in order to be able to report rotation, the gyroscope needs to have some kind of a reference point, and the way it gets a reference point is through a digital compass. So you can hook into that, and you can determine magnetic north. This application also uses the JavaScript geolocation APIs to calculate something called magnetic declination. So it's asking me if I'll allow this application to get my current location, and I'll say yes. So it's getting my latitude and longitude, and it's using that information to calculate the angle between true north and magnetic north, because of course the compass is only going to report magnetic north, and so if you want to know true north, you have to calculate the magnetic declination, which is what this button's doing. I can also open up my current location in the device's default mapping application. Another thing this application can do, which is I think pretty slick, is you can add it to the home screen, and you get a custom icon here, and you can give it a custom name. The default here is compass, so I'll just click add here, and the application's been added to my home screen. So when I open it, you'll see I'll get this little very quick loading screen here, custom to scene, for native applications, and then the application is now running with no Chrome. So I'm going to show you that again here really quickly. You see the loading image, and then you see the application. So at this point, the application is it's running entirely offline, so it's more or less indistinguishable from a native application, I think. Another thing that's really interesting about this application is that it's again, it's all HTML, JavaScript, and CSS, and all the rendering is done using Canvas. The first thing the application does when it loads is it measures the screen, and it creates all the assets based on the screen size. And so this is an iPad 2. Let me show you the application on the new iPad, which is the iPad with the Retina display. Just have to unlock it here, and you can see that, well, it's exactly the same, which is what we want. So I didn't have to update the application using any kind of new assets or anything like that. The application automatically scales to any size screen. It looks great on an iPhone 4, iPhone 4S. It'll work on any size screen just because it's it dynamically lays itself out and builds its assets dynamically. If you're curious how this application works, or the other application that I demoed, the Parallax application, look for the URL in the video description, and I'll have all the information you need right there. Thanks for watching.